Welcome to my show. Today we're going to be doing some stretches with Bryce Turner from ELDOA. All right, so Bryce, the previous video you showed just some really basic, good posture assessments. Why do you want me to sit down here? What are we doing here? You told me to sit down.
Yeah,
what's going on?
So most of our people that come in and see us have jobs that allow them to sit all day long. Okay. And so sitting has become the new smoking, right? Where there's a lot of problems in people's function and alignment of their body because they sit all day. Mm-hmm. So if we look at the seated posture here, one of the two major areas that we focus on is the hip flexors and the hamstrings.
Because they're shortened, everything's short.
Everything's shortened. Okay. So when people sit like that all day long, 8 hours, 9 hours at work, plus being a little slunched over, looking into their computers and whatnot, there's a lot of postural things that then carry over into the normal function, standing posture and whatnot, into their lives every day. So we've got a short psoas or hip flexor, we've got short hamstrings. So what we want to try to do is address both of those tensions in the body by doing a myofascial stretch.
Excellent.
So
all right,
we're going to get you on the floor.
All right,
and I want you to actually take one knee position.
Oh, like kneeling like that?
Yep.
Okay.
And so one of the big things when we're working with myofascial stretches, they're exactly what they sound like. They're dealing with the fascia of the muscle, right? So myo being muscle, fascia, right? So we're using the whole fascial line through the body. So we want to create a tension from head to toe when we do the myofascial stretching, not just do a muscle stretch.
Okay.
So if we think about the function of the psoas is a hip flexor, so we want to go into hip extension.
Okay, so hip flexor, it attaches at the spine, comes through the body, attaches here at the femur.
Right, okay. Attaches into the lesser trochanter of the hip, yeah. So it goes through the pelvic floor and whatnot. And so what we want to try to do is the secondary action of the psoas is actually external rotation. So we actually want your leg into internal rotation. So if you push your foot out a little bit wider than your knee, okay? And then get into what we call retroversion or posterior tilt of the pelvis.
So I'm here and I'm going to tuck my tailbone.
Yep, so tuck underneath. And then when you tuck, maintain the rest of the spine because we always want to respect the alignment of the spine. Okay, so now you should feel a little tension in the front of the hip.
Already do.
Yeah, okay. So then to add a little bit more extension in the hip, I'm going to have him shift forward towards his front foot, maintaining the tuck of the pelvis. We want to maintain the sternum up and the chin back. And then because the psoas is attached to the spine, we want to lengthen the spine. So push your head through the ceiling. Think about keep lifting your belt buckle up, tuck your tail underneath. Good, and then I'm gonna have you bring both of your arms forward and have the palms facing forward in external rotation and push those palms forward as much as you can.
Oh, that's gnarly.
Now keep tucking the tail. Now bring your sternum forward so you lean your torso forward more. Torso forward, now tuck your tail more.
Oh.
Good, now push your head through the ceiling. Breathe, lots of breathing because the psoas is attached up into the diaphragm. We want to try to keep the diaphragm free. And give me a little push out here.
Okay, ooh. This is very difficult for me.
Okay, so lift that sternum a little bit, good. So we got a little bit of an awareness problem here that we want to address in maybe a later video. But keep the sternum up, keep pushing the arms, keep pulling forward here, keep lifting the belt buckle, keep pushing the head through the ceiling. Breathing, and then slowly go ahead and shut that down. Typically 30, 60 seconds on each side.
Okay.
Try to work on the mobility of that part of the hip flexor or the psoas.
Now you're talking about tension lines. I think a lot of people don't realize that the fascias all kind of connect to each other. So that's why it's important and why he's not just focusing on stretching just the hip flexor. It's like you want to create that line of tension throughout that whole piece, basically.
Right.
That's what makes it so effective.
And I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of times when they do these stretches, as much as it's on the hip flexor and the psoas and you want to feel the stretch in that area, a lot of times people feel it in different areas of the body. I feel it more in my quad, I feel it more up the chain because different parts of that chain may be tight, whereas where we're trying to focus the stretch isn't tight. It's not that it's not tight, it's just that it's maybe more tight in other areas. So it may take several times to do the stretch for you to even experience the stretch in that area.
Excellent. So now we have hamstrings?
Now we have hamstrings. So go ahead and have a seat on the floor. So in your seated position, go ahead and bend this knee just a little bit, and then we want the heel about where the calf is. This leg is sort of like irrelevant. You know, what we don't want is for you to pull your foot back so far that it turns your pelvis.
Got it. Okay. So I'm just chilling here with this.
You're just chilling here. The belt buckle is aimed straight forward.
Okay.
You're gonna sit up nice and tall because again, we're always respecting the spine.
Now I have really tight
down.
hamstrings, just a little FYI here.
This is perfect. Okay. So then with this leg, we want to try to bring the toe a little bit towards the knee. Okay. And then turn the ankle in, and then rotate that leg in just a little bit.
Oh, I can already feel it, yeah.
Okay, so then from that position, as you continue to lengthen the spine, go ahead and bring both arms up. reach those arms forward without rounding the spine. Give me a little rotation to your left. There you go, so you're reaching towards the outside
I
here.
see, so I'm coming to the outside.
Right, and then try to bring your belly button towards your toe. And as you do that, try to think about what you're doing with your legs. So we want to push that knee into the floor. We want to push the heel away from you. And we want to pull that hip back as you continue to respect the spine and breathe.
Ooh.
And so you should feel a strong tension through the outside part of the leg.
Oh yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. And so again, we're tensioning that whole fascial line through the system,
And so
all the way
line
through
is
the
all,
hands.
it's down here, all the way up through the arm.
Yeah.
Creating tension, because people are like, what do the arms have to do
Right.
with the hamstring stretch?
Right.
And this is something that when Bryce first taught this ELDOA course here at Mind Pump Media, I thought the same thing, but it makes a lot of sense. Since it's all connected, when I'm in this position and I'm creating that tension even up through my arms, it's gonna help with the target area.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
now how long do I hold this one for?
Again, about 30 to 60 seconds max.
Excellent.
Yeah, so sometimes we can do it several times on each side, but any longer than that, usually people kind of fall apart with some of the cues.
Very cool. What are we doing next on the next video?
The next video, one of the things that we address with you is just a little bit of awareness of how you're moving your body. So when I say tuck the pelvis and the spine moves backward and the head goes forward, so we're gonna talk about that.
All right, so stay tuned. That's gonna be coming up next. Also, there's a link at the end of this video for 30 days of coaching for free from Mind Pump. Also, subscribe to this channel. New video every single day.